Wyclef Jean, BKS1 Radio. Let's go.
This is Essence Atkins, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Hi, this is Melba Moore, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
Yo, check it out. What's the deal? This the chef. Giving a big shout out to my peoples. Big KS, you already know what it is. Salute.
What's up? It's your girl Monifa, and I'm hanging with BKS1 Radio.
Hi, I'm Iyanla Van Zandt, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
BKS Radio, baby.
Hey, this is Jasmine Guy for BKS1 Radio.
What's going on? This is Lamont Rooker, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Shout out to BKS1, the best kept damn secret in the business.
Hey, what's up? This is Raven Goodwin from BET's Being Mary Jane, and shout out to BKS1.
Hi, this is Leon, and you're watching BKS1 Radio.
BKS1. God bless y'all. Wyclef Jean, BKS1 Radio. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon, wherever part of the world you live in. Wow. Peace and blessings, man. Peace and blessings. Listen. Welcome to the Storm Warning Show, BKS1 Radio. Special edition. Yeah. What's good, my beautiful people? Shout out to everybody on the check-in. Shout out to everybody on BKS1 Radio TV on YouTube. Shout out to everybody on the book. Man, listen, share this thing out because I want y'all to keep it 100. I've been talking to a lot of people about this. People have been calling me, texting me, and he's like, Norm, bruh. DJ Storm Norm, come on, let's talk about this thing, bruh. Let's shed some light on this thing. So, of course, we're going to talk about the slap heard around the world. So this slap was heard around the world, basically, because millions and millions and millions of people was watching this thing. The Oscars. This thing we call the Oscars. All right, and it's funny because Black Americans are always infamous when it comes to the Oscars. There's always some news circulating around Black Americans when it comes to the Oscars. So I want to talk about this thing, and I want to keep it 300. I want y'all to really voice your opinions. Shout out to Kiss. Listen, Kiss, this was impromptu. Let me know if you want to get in and come on because, man, oh, man, oh, man. Listen, I want to go right into this thing. Shout out to Good Morning to Councilman Elder Barry Good. Shout out to Ingrid Judge. Shout out to Shawanda. Shout out to all of y'all, man. Listen. The phone lines is open, 646-233-1302. Again, that's 646-233-1302. And we're going to talk about this thing, man. We're going to talk about this thing right here. Will Smith got upset because Chris Rock made a joke about his wife, Jada, and referenced her to G.I. Jane, which G.I. Jane, she's bald-headed and all of that. But we know Jada is bald-headed. She shaved her hair because of alopecia. Caller from the 973. Hold on 1 second. Look, y'all ready? Okay. Y'all ready? Now listen. So Jada has alopecia. She was depressed over it. She expressed how she felt about it in previous interviews and on her show and all of that. So it's basically public knowledge of what she's been dealing with. So Chris Rock, in rare Chris Rock form, he's a comedian, and he took a shot at Jada with a joke. Okay, now let's talk about it because Will did laugh at it. Will laughed at it. I'm gonna run part of the clip just to remind everybody. Will did laugh at it. I'm gonna take this call. First caller we got in. Caller from the 973. State your name where you calling from.
This is Takisha. How are you, Norm?
Takisha, what's good? Welcome to the show. Now, what's your vibe? What's your feelings on this whole Will Smith smacking Chris Rock at the Oscars and also cursing him out?
He acted off emotions, first of all.
Okay.
It's hard to control your emotions when you're dealing with family members.
Right. Do me a favor.
Done that.
Turn your computer down or whatever down in the back.
Yes. Yes. Got you.
Okay.
Okay.
Now go ahead.
Is that better?
You said yes.
All right. So it's hard to control your emotions when you're dealing with family members, period.
Mm-hmm.
He could have handled it a different way, but I do understand that there was previous tension between them, among them. So I believe that everything just kind of like boiled up, and he was like, you know what? That's it.
Right.
You done attack my wife. Now I'm gonna get you. And he didn't think. But back in the day, I probably would have did the same thing.
Okay.
Because it's hard. That's why they always say, think before you act.
Right.
But when you're dealing with certain things like that, okay, she has alopecia.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Chris Rock did not know.
Mm-hmm.
But Chris Rock also knew that they had issues prior.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So he should have kept his mouth closed. He should have really controlled what was coming out his mouth. Because me being, my husband was a comedian. So it's like with comedians, it's like no holds bar. There's no filter. They just say whatever's on their mind, and that's it. But he really should have slowed his roll a little bit. He should have.
Okay. All right. So I get what you're saying, right? And the previous little thing that Chris Rock and Will and Jada had was because Chris Rock made another joke on another Oscars, right? On another Oscars, and he basically said, because Jada was protesting the Oscars. So, he made a joke in reference basically saying that you wasn't invited anyway. He made a joke about she wasn't invited anyway, so why you protesting? And then Will Smith, I guess, whatever, took offense to that because he also made a joke about Will Smith, saying they can't believe they paid him $20 million to do Wild Wild West. So that was the previous little issue, whatever. And Chris Rock is a comedian. He says what he want to say. Now, all right. So here's my whole take on the thing, and I'm gonna share different various views and opinions. I already heard the thing about Chris Rock made the joke in public, so he got smacked in public.
In public, hello.
Yeah, I get it. I feel y'all, whatever like that. Now, me personally, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is just Norm. Norm would have addressed it backstage, and Norm probably would have checked his chin backstage. This is just me. Right. Only because Norm, me personally, there was a lot of Black Americans there receiving accolades there that night. So it was supposed to be a great night for everybody, right? So not just me, but my brethren and my sisters as well, or whatever. So that's another reason why I would address it backstage, because I'm not going to give, and I got to say this, no disrespect to my white friends or colleagues or whatever. It's like that just gives them another reason to say, this is why we don't want y'all here.
We don't invite.
This is why we don't want y'all here. This is why I probably would have did it backstage, and also so I won't take the shine off my other Black colleagues, because you already know if you're going up to smack somebody, whatever, you already know it's on camera, it's in front of millions and millions of people. That's going to outshine anything else that happened that night at the Oscars. So if Denzel would have won, if the Black costume designer, she won this, that, whatever. Beyonce, I heard, gave a great show. I don't know. I didn't watch it. But that's going to outshine everything else, this little negative incident. Now, backstage, it wouldn't have been seen on camera like that in front of millions and millions of people, right? I just believe you could defend your mate's honor and protect her all you want to, but you have to look at the timing and the situation of it.
Yeah.
That's my only beef with it. That's my only problem with it, right? Chris got a slick mouth as a comedian. Most comedians do. Most comedians do. Now, do we have knowledge whether Chris knows about the alopecia and all of that? I don't know. I don't know if Chris knew about the the alopecia, how sensitive it was with Jada and how she went through depression over it. I don't know all of that. I do know Chris Rock made a movie about bad hair, good hair, bad hair, whatever. Feel me? So, you know, women are sensitive when it comes to things like that. He did a whole bunch of research on that movie, Good Hair, whatever the name of it was, Bad Hair. He did a whole lot of research, I heard, that went behind that. You know, so part of the discussions of the research was about alopecia, this, that, whatever like that. And plus, you know, you got to be sensitive about women's physical ailments and medical situations, whatever. I don't poke fun at things like that. That's just me. Right. I'm not a comedian, though. And before I let you go, because I want to address some other people's comments, whatever like that, and give some other people a chance to call in, is there anything, do you think Will should apologize and Chris should apologize to each other?
I believe so. I think
you believe Will should apologize too.
He did apologize, you know, I think indirectly, but I think he needs to give him a formal apology, and he needs to apologize to him as well.
They both should apologize to each other. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, it's mutual.
All right, no doubt. Thank you for calling in. Appreciate it.
Okay. You're welcome. Have a good day.
You too. All right, listen.
Okay.
Call in 646-233-1302. Let me start reading some of y'all. Shout out to Grand G. Shout out to Denise Sparrow. Shout out to Barb. Victor Johnson. Victor said professionally, hold on. The comments are coming in fast, so I'm trying to read them. And Victor said professionally he could have handled it. Personally, I understand, but he's tired of the nonsense. Caller from the 908, state your name where you're calling from. You're on the Storm Warning Show. What's good? Caller?
Good morning.
Good morning.
General's on duty, I see.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So, callers, hold on 1 second.
A comedian is going to do just what he does. Be a comedian.
Okay.
The question is, where do you draw the line?
Okay. All right.
Where do you draw the line? Obviously, there was some tension between the two of them over a period of time. Do I think that Will should have exercised some type of restraint? Yes, I do. But the previous callers clearly stated that your emotions can overtake a situation, especially when you're dealing with a family.
Right.
Obviously, he had to do what he had to do. Was he wrong? I'm pretty sure he knows that now. I also think that he should just take his pen out right now and just go ahead and write a check, because that was going to be a costly slap.
Okay, so let me address what you just said. So as far as Chris Rock goes, he already said he's not pressing charges. That's one thing. Now
that doesn't, but he's still wrong. Chris Rock was wrong. He was wrong.
Chris was definitely wrong. Make no qualms about it. Chris was wrong, but Chris also knows, listen, I was wrong, so I'm not gonna press charges. 2, I don't think Chris Rock would sue. I think the Oscars now, because there's been a lot of media circulation around saying the Oscars may possibly take Will's Oscar away from him.
Well, that particular realm right there, they have their rules. They may have even edited the rule book after what happened last night.
Facts.
You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, it really surprised me, but I really don't think it's going to go that far.
Right.
I think the Academy, I think that what they will do is they will sit down and they will go over this. And you know, clearly there were millions of witnesses, so no one can say that he didn't do it.
Right.
You'd have to have been, under a rock not to, see it if it was on your television.
No pun intended. But, under a rock. No pun intended.
I slipped that in there. I figured, you catch that one, Norman. But at the end of the day, it happened. I think someone said something about an apology. I think that Chris should be at the forefront as far as an apology is concerned.
I agree.
And I think that Will did something on national and coast to coast television that I think Chris deserves an apology as well. I mean, one for one. You apologize to me, I apologize to you.
Right.
I there's a lot of ego here, at stake. Everybody's got an ego these days. A very large ego. I don't think that it's going to happen right away.
Right.
As far as Chris not seeking any type of damages or anything like that, I don't believe that. But I think it would be sad that these two brothers couldn't get together and try to work this out. I see them both being wrong here. There is no right here at all. They were both wrong.
I'm glad you said that. And see, my thing is this is my biggest thing, because I got to be honest with you, bro. I probably would have chin checked Chris backstage or outside. I might have. I'm just being honest.
No,
I'm just.
My wife was battling cancer. I watched her over a 5-year period deteriorate from working a 9 to 5 to taking care of her family to doing nothing. If a brother had got on stage and said something like that about my wife, or made some type of stupid joke about her illness,
right?
I probably would. I can't promise you that I wouldn't have handled it in a professional manner.
Absolutely.
Because that's my wife. That's my wife. She's suffering. You don't know what this woman is suffering with behind closed doors.
Right.
She had a smile on her face last night. She looked very pretty. But you have to be careful when you talk about folks' family,
right,
especially somebody's wife.
Right.
My wife and my children were my world. My kids are my world.
Right.
My wife's, going on. She transitioned. But my kids are my world. Those are my babies. I don't care how grown they get.
Absolutely. And you know what? I'm glad you said that, because that's, when emotions kick in, all logic goes out the window.
And guess what? And the next day, we kick ourselves. I can't believe I did that.
Right.
I can't believe I said that.
Right.
But guess what? It is what it is.
Right.
And I'm speaking the King's English and the truth.
Right. Facts.
It's just that simple.
Facts.
We aren't perfect.
I agree.
We're not perfect.
Councilman, I love you, brother. I'm going to take some more calls and read some more comments. Appreciate you.
Later.
Peace. Phone lines are open. Call in 646-233-1302. We talking about this thing. The smack heard around the world. The world heard that smack. Saying, how do we handle it? How do we process this? How do we move forward? Let me take this next call. Caller from the 908. State your name, where you calling from. You on the Storm Morning Show. Oh, hold on.
Hello?
Hold on 1 second. Okay. Caller from the 908.
Oh, yeah, I'm 908. I'm sorry. I'm listening to you on phone and on the thing. I'm listening to you 2 times so I can hear you on 2 different phones.
Okay. State your name. Where you calling from?
All right. I'm calling from Plainfield. Hey, Norman.
Hey. How you doing?
Hey, it's Jasmine.
Hey, Jasmine.
Yeah. I saw the whole thing, and I really did not like it at all. I suffer from epilepsy, and, they still making fun of epilepsy, even though it's been around for years. They still make fun of it. People were just it was on a Nicki Minaj song and everything. And it really hurts me to hear about it, because it's a situation. I remember I used to beat up people for it. So with this, I'm now logically, I can keep it myself calm. But with this situation, I understand where Jada is coming from, and where Will's coming from, because you're upset. It's your problem. You don't want, it's really hurtful.
Right.
But at the same time, you're on billions, in front of billions of people. You're in the Oscars. Oscars is mainly a white award show. There's very little black people that get an award.
Right.
So you're on the top of the thing, and that you got an award is just amazing as well, after doing all that.
Right. No, I agree with you 300%. And the fact that I'm glad you shared, with the listeners that you have epilepsy and all of that, because I don't think nobody should poke fun of people's ailments. Period. And comedians used to do that a lot. Now, see, here's the thing, too, where I got to talk about keeping that same energy. Let's talk about keeping that same energy. Because when Muhammad Ali was suffering from Parkinson's disease, you had Jamie Foxx making fun of him right on his television show. You had different comedians poking fun at the way he shakes and this and this and that. And make all types of jokes. And guess what happened? Most of us laughed. Most of us laughed. So I think the thing we probably need to address, Jasmine, is what's the line a comedian should not cross? What is the line that a comedian should not cross? Because comedians pokes fun at things just to make light of it. You know, comedians poke fun at war and tragedy and all of that just to make light of it, to make people laugh and feel comfortable for a second. But go ahead.
And I know comedians have those no filter things, and I understand that, but sometimes comedians can go too far.
Absolutely.
Some comedians can keep it calm, and some comedians can keep it too far. That's why I barely watch comedians. To me, a comedian's like my mom. That's the comedian. And also the thing is that he should have never said that anyway, because there are women who have that, like in real life. But he just should have never said that. Because barely anybody even knew that. I didn't even know she had alopecia, really. I thought she was just shaving her head, because a lot of women nowadays are just shaving their head for style.
Right. I agree.
So, he should have never said that. Most people didn't even know that. And then I think the one problem with Will also, just besides that, is they make their business too known. With the whole red table thing. It's like, we don't need to know all of your business.
No, I agree. And I got some things to say about that, too. I'm glad you brought up that point. But, Jasmine, listen, I appreciate you calling in onto the show. Thanks for listening. Keep checking us out. And thanks for your opinion.
All right.
Take care. All right, I'm going to take another call. Caller from the 908. State your name when you're calling from. You're on the Storm Warner Show, BKS. What's up? Caller? All right. Listen, phone lines are open. Call in 646-233-1302. I'm trying to get to some of y'all comments. Eugene said if hold on, because the comments are coming in like crazy. Let's see. Let me go to Lucretia. It says, it wasn't the platform for joking on an individual. Knowing Chris Rock is a comedian, he could have used a more tasteful subject. I'm more interested in lifting each other up instead of tearing people down. Now, here's the thing, too. And let me take this call. Caller from the 470.
Hey, what's going on?
What's good? State your name. Where you calling from?
I'm calling from Lawrenceville, Georgia.
Lawrenceville, Georgia. What's your name?
Robert.
Robert. Welcome to the show. What's on your mind about this subject? The slap heard around the world.
Okay. Here you go, Norm. Me and you were boys. We boys.
Right.
We got family pictures together.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, you on stage, you doing your little thing. I chuckled. My wife didn't take it as well. But you knew. But you knew. Me and you boys, Norm.
Right.
I'm on stage. Me and you boys. And you knew that my wife was uncomfortable about it. Now she's out. You didn't ridicule her. It was a tasteless joke. He didn't get much laughs. He noticed that.
Right.
And he said, what? Chris looked and was like, what? Will laughed. He chuckled. But his wife didn't.
Right.
That broke her.
Right.
We boys. You integrated in the family. We family. And you making jokes out in public?
Right.
And your wife look at you and you chuckling?
Right.
What would you do to him?
Well, here's the thing. Like I said earlier, I would have checked Chris backstage. That's just me. I would have checked Chris backstage. Or remember, there's two parts to it, right? There's two parts. So there was the slap.
Yeah.
And there was the keep my effing name out your mouth part. Right?
That's what he should have did.
So that would have went. That probably would have went down there. I'm not even mad at the keep your effing name at my mouth part.
Yeah.
All right, and
That's
even with the slap, if the slap happened backstage, I probably wouldn't even be talking about this right now. You know what I'm saying? If the slap would have happened backstage.
But no, that was a man's emotion.
I get it.
That was a man's emotion. That was a man emotion towards his wife.
I get it.
A man's emotion is different from a female. We're going to react differently. We're more physical than we are verbal.
But here's the thing, though, bro. I gotta be honest, and I get the whole defense of Will and all that, and protecting my women and all that. But me, I wouldn't have laughed at it in the first place. Feel me? I would not have laughed at it in the first place. My wife wouldn't have had to look at me. My wife wouldn't have had to look at me to let me know this is bothering me or whatever the case may be, because I wouldn't have laughed at it in the first place. That's just me.
And then he had to stand up and prove, baby, that I do love you.
Yeah. So
now, it was like 3 parts. You could almost write a script off of this.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because he laughed at the joke. He looked over. She ain't laughing. She's salty. Now I got to get salty. Now I got to do something.
Right.
Although you embarrassed me around this red table talking about some whatever that was, you embarrassed me, and I cried on national TV also.
But here's the thing. What's more embarrassing? Now, see, here's the thing. Okay, because we had a chance to process our emotions. Because when it first went down, when it first went down last night, we all got emotional. We all got emotional over that because we like, whoa. So now that we had a day to think about it, what's more embarrassing? Is it more embarrassing of what Chris said? A joke, the joke that he said to Jada, or is it more embarrassing that her husband laughed in the first place?
It's more embarrassing that Will laughed.
You see,
that was embarrassing.
Nobody wants to talk about. Let's address the elephant, the pink elephant in the room. Nobody wants to talk about that. Is it more embarrassing that Will laughed in the first place? I'm glad I'm talking to you.
He laughed. He did a mouth laugh at that.
Yes, and I'll show it.
Mouth laugh. So.
Yes.
You turned around and then you look and you see your wife salty. Now you salty.
Yes, that's one of those. That's one of those things. You know how black women are anyway. That's one of those things when somebody makes a joke towards your lady or whatever, and you laugh at it. A black woman gonna turn around like, "Oh, that's funny? You think that's funny?"
Yeah. Exactly. You think that's funny?
And so then right then and there, he felt he had to address it, which he could have yelled right then and there. Listen, keep my wife's effing name out your mouth.
Name out your mouth. That's what he should have said.
And then went backstage. Now, if you wanted to partake in the slap backstage and all that, that's on you. But see, me again. I'm harping on the fact that, again, we showed a certain side of ourselves last night to the world. You know what I'm saying? As black men, I don't like other people seeing us in that light. I just don't like it.
No,
I don't like it.
They're going to confuse what Will did to what shoulda, coulda, woulda happened instead of what did happen. Will laughed. His wife saw. She didn't like it, and he addressed it. But when we get upset, especially black men, when black men get upset, we get quiet and we get physical. Some, do the motorbike, blah, 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 blah. Others, as we saw, they look over and they see their wife give them that stink eye.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, bro, I'm glad you called in, man. Appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate it.
No doubt. Listen, keep it locked. Storm Warning Show. We talking about this thing, the slap, heard around the world. Shout out to everybody on check-in. Listen, before y'all call in, whatever, I just want to show the clip. Listen, Facebook might, because I'm showing the clip, Facebook might cut me off, but we over on YouTube. YouTube ain't going to cut me off, all right? Just in case. But I do want to show part of the clip so we can see this and watch the reaction.
G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it, all right?
Let's show it again.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
Here's Will laughing. Here's Will laughing. Here's Jada looking upset about the joke. Here's Will laughing. All right. So again, we could be mad at Chris all we want, whatever. Jada's husband laughed at it until he saw his wife didn't take kindly to the joke. All right. Phone line is open, 646-233-1302. Call in. Let's talk about this thing. Let me read some. Oh, hold on. Caller from the 973. State your name. When you calling from, you on the Storm Warning Show, BKS1 Radio. What's up?
Hey, Norman. Stephanie, how are you?
Steph, what's good? Welcome to the show.
Good. Thank you. And thank you for doing this, for giving everybody an opportunity to voice their opinion.
Absolutely.
In my opinion, may be a little bit unpopular, but I 100% think that Will was wrong. He handled it inappropriately. I have no beef with him wanting to defend his wife.
Mm-hmm.
However, that was not the time nor the place to do what he did. And Chris Rock is a comedian. If you watch his career, he's cutthroat. That's what he does. That's what comedians do. And as far as the Oscars go, when you have a comedian who hosts or a comedian who is a presenter, that's what they do. And you guys are sitting in the front row. You were in his view. And so, of course, he's going to come for you.
Right.
And contrary to what someone else said, he did get laughs off of that joke, And I honestly do not believe or want to believe that Chris Rock didn't know of her condition.
Okay.
Because it is a sensitive subject for women. I know that he did do the movie about the hair, so he had to know of the condition. And I honestly don't believe that he knew that she had it. And the G.I. Jane remark, it was relevant because that's what she looked like. That's what she looked like. And the beef with him and Will and Jada from 2016,
right.
Okay, at some point you got to let stuff go.
Right.
It was a joke then. It's still a joke now.
Right.
It was a joke, and like you said, if he wanted to handle Chris, he should have done it off camera, backstage, not in front of millions of viewers who were watching the Oscars. That show was produced by a black man.
Will Packer.
Will was up as a black man for Best Actor for his first Oscar. There were a lot of people of color who were nominated, and a lot of people were there for their first time. Nobody's going to remember that their first experience is going to be a slap by Will Smith.
Right.
And that's unfortunate. And it's unfortunate that we are going to be viewed once again. See, that's why we don't have them here. That's why you can't take them anywhere. It saddens me. It really saddened me that he would take this opportunity to do that. And you don't let your emotions rule you. We are in control of how we respond.
Right. Now, and listen. I agree. I agree with what you're saying. I see it on so many different levels. That's why, to me, nobody's opinion is wrong.
Right.
When it comes to this, because we all see it different. We all see it a certain way. I just wish it was done off camera. I am so tired of the world, no matter what we experience, of seeing us in a violent way. And seeing us in a violent way. That this is the way we're going to deal with everything violently. We're going to deal with everything violently. So my thing is, I've been called all sorts of names by people, whatever, in situations where they know I couldn't react.
Exactly.
You feel me? Where they knew I couldn't react. And like, okay, you're going to call me this now because I can't really react because I'm going to lose my job.
Come on here.
I'm going to lose my job. I'm going to get locked up. So I can't react a certain way. But when I get out that environment and I see you, then we're gonna handle it different.
Okay.
You feel me?
Okay.
So that's again, that's just norm. Everybody's different. You know what I'm saying, Steph?
Yes, absolutely. And Chris Rock, you know, whether you think that the joke was in bad taste or not, I give him his kudos because he handled it like a professional.
Woo!
Because anybody else, you go slap me? I don't care how many cameras around, I don't care how many millions of people are watching. You got to get these hands too. That would have been anybody. He wouldn't have done that to Ricky Gervais. He would not have done that to Steve Harvey. He would not have done that to The Rock. Okay? But because it was Chris Rock and he had history with him, and he felt like he could do that. And then they're going to turn and walk away like, I know this mom ain't going to do nothing.
Right.
You know, that was disrespectful to him, in my opinion. But if it was anybody, that's assault. If you slap somebody on the street, Norm, you as a black man, you would be in jail today.
Oh, I would be in jail asking y'all for bail money. I'm putting up a GoFundMe.
Thank you. and somebody said that this is going to affect his career in Hollywood. No, it's not, because he didn't assault a white man. He assaulted a black man. So it's not going to cost him a dime.
Whew. God, there's so many different ways to look at this, man. That's why I'm glad we're talking about Steph. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Norm.
Yes.
Have a good day.
You too. Listen, that's the other part right there. Chris handled that like a true professional. Now, Chris was jacked for the joke. Yes, he was wrong. But he also handled that like a true professional. All right? And then that slap really didn't faze him. I don't know if you saw a clip. Puffy just made a clip talking about the slap. Like, yo, Chris got a chin. Yeah, he do got a chin. But the professionalism with Chris Rock, I have to applaud that too. I'm sorry. I gotta applaud Chris on the professionalism as far as how he handled it. Let me take this next call. Caller from the 908. State your name where you calling from. You on the Storm Warner Show, BKS1 Radio. What's up? What's good?
Hey, Norm. This is Pam calling in from Florida.
Pam, what's up? One of my favorite people from Florida. What's good?
Hey, listen, I'm calling in reference to the Will Smith.
Yes.
Controversy. My point on this is we're giving this so much energy. And I don't think we're actually taking a look at how sensitive the situation is from Jada's point. And I don't condone, Will's. I guess I don't condone the violence, but you really don't know what you will do in that moment because it was an emotional response.
Right.
And you really don't know until you're faced with it.
You know what?
Now,
I could ride with you on that, Pam, but I'm sorry. If the moment, he did have time to think because he laughed. Think about it. Will laughed.
Okay, so we do know that when you're in the audience and someone does a joke, the camera is on you right away. I really think it was more of an embarrassment, or I think it was more of a nervous laugh. I do.
You think? Okay.
I mean, what do you do when someone makes a joke about your wife? I mean, you laugh it off, but that doesn't mean you're okay with it.
It happened before with me. Quick story. Very quick story. My wife does event planning, and she decorates rooms and stuff like that for events. So a Latino guy that was running the place was talking a little, cheesy and disrespectful to my wife, and I heard it across the room, and I was setting up the DJ. And he was like, the way he was talking at her, like, and then, pointing his finger and his tone of his voice, I went over there politely. I said, bruh, I know you got to get things done, but watch how you talk to my wife. I'm telling you this once. That's what I said, Pam. And then I said that, and I walked off, and guess what? We didn't have no problems that night. So.
But you know what's happening? We're placing a lot of logic behind this.
Right.
And I'm simply saying this because something happened to me just this weekend when somebody called me the N-word for the very first time.
Ooh.
And I'm getting a lot of what I should have done, what makes sense, what doesn't make sense. But at that moment, when it happened, it was a clear emotional response. Now, the way I act, the way I handled it was more of a Jersey girl thing.
Right.
But afterwards, I got a lot of, you shouldn't do this, and people are crazy, and you got to be careful, and what's the repercussions behind it. But when it happens, you really don't know how you will respond until it happens to you. And you know, we all handle things differently.
Right.
And we don't know what goes on, what went on behind the scenes when Jada actually started experiencing the hair loss. My niece deals with 50% of her clients have alopecia. And it's a very traumatic situation.
Yeah, no, listen. See, and that's why I'm saying, like, nothing you're saying right now is wrong, because that's your perception of it, and that's how you saw how things went. And that's why, like, to me, you know, nobody's opinion is invalid, and I respect what you're saying. And I get all of that about alopecia. I also get when you're a comedian up there making jokes, some things are spur of the moment jokes. You looking out there in the crowd, and you seeing who you can get at real quick. So just like you saying, you know, things are emotional and you react, even when sometimes making a joke and trying to stay funny, he probably didn't think about it. He might have thought about it after he said it. You know, like, oh, snap, I did cross the line, whatever. You know, and then looking at Will, seeing Will laugh at it, one, and then seeing Jada's face was another thing. So you don't know what's going through anybody's mind. You know, because when I look at it, whatever like that, like I said, when I hear when somebody insults somebody I know or somebody I'm with or a family member or whatever, I know I'm not laughing at it first. So that's that. But that, again, that's just norm. I'm not laughing at it. If I see it as an insult and being disrespectful, I'm not laughing at it, period. But that's just me. You know? And
but see, don't we have double standards for our comedians? Because you have comedians that go after the LGBT community, and it doesn't go off well. That comedian is pretty much held responsible for the joke. It does not happen again. And we keep giving, I'm not saying that comedians don't do their job, but at some point you have to know when you're crossing the line. You know, there are repercussions for everything that you do. And I'm definitely not an advocate of violence, but come on, keep coming at our women. Keep coming at our black women like this. This is not acceptable.
And I hear it, but again, we got to look at the person who we talking about Chris Rock. Him over the years,
yeah,
right? So here's what I mean too by Pam, when I say we need to keep that same energy. So now, granted, let's talk about somebody that I don't really like that much, right? Like Candace Owens. You familiar with her, right?
Yeah.
All right. So Candace Owens, you know, Trump supporter, whatever like that. And mind you, when it came to this whole Trump thing, I argued with friends that was pro-Trump or whatever. We went back and forth. We argued, whatever. But we agreed to disagree. Now, there's been so many attacks, right, from our own people on Candace Owens. She's a black woman. And we're supposed to be right now protecting our women, whatever. So now when Dave Chappelle came at Candace Owens with the, her pee probably stink. You remember the jokes that Dave Chappelle made about Candace Owens? And he came at her hard. What did we do? We laughed. The majority of us laughed. And nobody said anything about, we got to protect our black women. That was wrong for what Dave said. You know why we laughed when it came to Candace Owens? Because she didn't fit into the popular opinion about if you're a black person, you're not supposed to like Trump. If you're a black person, if you support Trump, you're supporting a racist, whatever, right? She didn't fit into that ideology. So we didn't protect Candace Owens, right? There wasn't no energy into that at all. So we got a double standard too. Let's keep it 100.
And we have to do better. I mean, we can't pick and choose because we send a message to white society, we send a message that it's okay if we don't like a certain individual. It's okay to come at our black women. It's okay to demonize our black men. We really have to do better.
Yes. Now, see, I'm glad you said that. We do have to do better, but we also have to realize, right, that we are probably the most attacked race in the world. We are the most attacked. We are attacked from everybody, right? And then it filters into us attacking each other, right? So we know Chris was wrong. That's one thing I think we all probably agree on. But some people say, well, he's a comedian. He was just doing what he does, whatever. No, Chris was wrong, especially if he was aware of the situation with Jada and Alopecia. He was wrong. I get that.
Right.
Will already.
Right.
Will slapped him and then sat back down and then cursed him out further. Still going at it. You know, so
right.
So my thing is we have to look at where they were at. Where they were at. There's eyes always on us.
That's true. And I'm definitely not an advocate for violence, but I'm just saying, you know, by us giving energy to it. I mean, this thing is taking precedence over racial discrimination that's going on in the world, what's going on overseas.
Yes.
It's taking precedence, and the more we talk about it, I mean, the Oscars, they don't represent us very well anyway. And I'm not going to hold Will and Chris Rock's situation and say that they speak for everyone and say, oh, this is why we can't put, you know, African Americans on, you know, on our list to the Oscars. I'm not going to settle for that. We still need to make sure we're represented. Even when something like what Will and Chris Rock did, even when something like that happened, we still have to make sure we're represented in those spaces. So I'm not going to let this be, you know, a defeat and say, oh, this is why they're not going to invite us. No, you are going to invite us. We're the biggest consumers in this world. We make up more than what white America is doing. And yes, you are going to include us in the story.
Right. I agree. And why did it have to happen, man, on a night where the Oscars was produced by a black man? The Oscars was produced by a black man, and it had to happen on that night. And this is why I'm saying we have to think sometimes. We have to think. We have to think.
But we're going to make mistakes.
Yes, we all make mistakes.
To make mistakes.
Chris made a mistake. Will made a mistake. All right, so where do we go from here? How does it move from here? So
we have those discussions where what we can do better going forward. But we don't give energy to this because it happens. They have it all the time on the Oscars when it's not one of us. And they talk about it and then it goes away. But the more we continue to make this, you know, front page, then you have the Oscars and everyone's talking about it, the View is talking about it, and next thing you know, they're going to do something and this is actually giving them reason to not invite us. And we can't let this situation, you know, put us back.
Facts.
We can't let this situation put us back because it is going to come. It is going to go forward, and people are going to still talk about it. But at the same time, yes, it happened, but we still need to fight that we're represented on award shows like this.
Facts. I agree. Pamela, as always, thanks for calling in and sharing your views and your opinion. I appreciate you.
All right. Bye-bye.
No doubt. Listen, man, I'm telling you, I mean, everybody's making some valid points. Phone lines are open now. You can call in 646-233-1302. But again, you know, I just see it like, oh man, Will, bro, it's like people talking about, Will's going to get canceled or they're going to do this to Will, and nothing's going to happen to Will. Who knows? Will still may be mad. He may put that black thumb on Chris Rock, where he can't move in the industry. You know, we remember Janet Hubert. You know, Will was protecting our black women. He defended Jada. It took him years to defend Janet Hubert. She wasn't protected back then. People grow, people learn, people change. You know, but this moment we saw yesterday is crazy. It's just not a good look for us overall. Because people didn't see Will Smith slapping Chris Rock because of a remark. The masses saw one black man slapping another black man, and this is how we deal with our issues. This is how we deal with our issues. Whether we want to ignore that or not, that's what people saw. Call in 646-233-1302. Just call back because the lines are like flooded and it's getting crazy. Let me just make sure I can get some of these calls. I should see it when it pops up now. All right, so let's read some comments. Man. Yeah, 646-233-1302. James Rodman said Will played himself out last night. Paul Martin said, we all know if it was Seinfeld or Letterman up there, Will Smith would have been laughing along with everybody else. This is toxic black masculinity. And we pick and choose who we come at, too. That has to be said. We do pick and choose who we come at. So let's look at pent-up frustration over the years. So everybody knows Will Smith from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Will Smith, you know, parents don't understand, whatever, happy, funny, big-eared Will Smith, whatever the case may be, right? So he marries Jada Pinkett, and then people, memes, and all of that been teasing him about, but she still love Pop. Oh, you know, your competition is a dead man. Oh, blah, 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 blah. So it's always that people came at Will as Will Smith is soft because of his rhymes, because of this. I'm just keeping it 100. Will Smith is soft because of his rhymes, this, that, whatever like that. He getting played out. You know, the whole August Alsina thing, whatever his name is. Jada still got pictures of Pac, this, that. You see it all over the blogs and whatever, right? So a lot of that gets under your skin too. A lot of that pent-up frustration gets under your skin too. You know what I'm saying? And then when it boils over, it boils over. We don't know why he took the route of violently responding to Chris Rock on the Oscars of all places, where millions of people, you know, saw it. We don't know why he lashed out like that. We really don't know why. Because again, like I said in the beginning, he laughed at the joke. He saw his wife was offended about it. She was kind of upset. So, you know, okay, let me protect my woman, you know, and then he handled Chris publicly. All right. So we always going to agree to disagree on these situations, but we don't know what's going on with them two people right now. We just don't know. We don't know. I'm quite sure there will be a red table talk. I'm quite sure, you know, just given the history of how they handled things, whatever, even with him reconciling with Janet Hubert or whatever like that, maybe him and Chris Rock could be friends. Maybe him and Chris Rock can have some type of understanding. I would love to see that because I would love to see them squash this whole thing. I would love to see them squash the whole thing. Now, is it going to change? Is it going to set a precedent for how comedians write their jokes going forward? That's another thing we could talk about. Is it going to set a precedent for comedians writing their jokes and coming up with their jokes going forward? A lot of comedians be like, I ain't going to touch that. I ain't going to say nothing about nobody wife. You know what I'm saying? So it may change the game a little bit, but all this did was create bigger sales for Chris Rock because he got a tour coming up. Let's talk about the fact Chris got a tour coming up. He probably have to change. He changing his whole monologue or whatever he's going to do. You know what I'm saying? Damn, let me rewrite these jokes now. You know that's going to be incorporated in his jokes. It's probably, listen, I may get tickets. I don't usually go to, you know, comedy tours like that unless I'm working. But I may actually buy tickets now because I want to hear what the hell he got to say about it. And he may not say nothing about it publicly until he gets on that stage. Who knows? Is it going to be on Netflix? I don't know, because I got Netflix. I'd rather watch it on Netflix than buy a ticket. But anyway, I'm just saying, what happens next, man? What happens next? Because this is definitely going to increase Chris Rock's ticket sales. And if you think it ain't, sadly mistaken. Let's read. Let's see what we got here. Didi said, Didi, what's good? He disgraced her publicly and got handled publicly. I'm sure they have spoken already and handled this. Paul Martin said the joke wasn't even offensive. Button Tucker, he don't have to change nothing, bro. Will did some sucker shit. Yeah, because, well, here's the thing too, right? Here's the thing too. And like I said, we pick and choose who we come at. You know, again, I saw a lot of people's comments that said, if it had been this person, Will wouldn't have done that. If it had been this person, Will wouldn't have done that. Will Smith, I can say that Will Smith is not a punk. He's not no punk, and he's not scared. Will may have gotten his ass beat, depending on who the person was up there, but he's not scared. He's not scared. He is from Philly, and he's not no punk. You know, so I don't know about if it had been somebody else, would he have handled it differently? You know what I'm saying? We see how he came at the dude when he tried to kiss him in the mouth or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? Like he's always on that. That's another side of him. And from people that I know that really know Will, they say he has a temper. They say Will Smith has a temper. Let's see. Lisa Aiken said Chris wouldn't have joked about Denzel or Samuel's wives. He might. I don't know. He might. I think Will is just tired of the BS and the disrespect throughout the years. Both was wrong, but I understand the reaction. I mean, we all understand the reaction of protecting your spouse. I don't think nobody is disagreeing on that. Protecting your spouse. I guess the disagreement comes from how it was done, how the whole thing played out. Because none of us are talking about who won the Oscars. Think about it. Nobody's talking about who won the Oscars. Nobody's talking about Beyonce gave a dope show. Nobody's talking about none of that. That Wanda Sykes did her thing. Hosting and with the other girl, I forgot the other girl's name, whatever. But Wanda Sykes did her thing, hosting the Oscars. Nobody's talking about, you know, all the other greatness of the evening. It's a blemish on the 2022 Oscars. It's a blemish. It's tainted. The story of the day is the slap heard around the world. Period. That's the story of the day, not who won the Oscars. So, is the Oscar Commission going to meet up and discuss what are we going to do going forward? I would love to be in that boardroom. What are we going to do going forward about this? And we sitting up here worried about Kanye and not inviting him to the Grammys because of him and Kim and Pete Davidson. Y'all worried about Kanye. Will Smith gave you something to worry about and to think about in the process, man. Can't push people's buttons. I get it. You push people's buttons enough, you know, you poke the bear long enough, the bear gonna mess you up. Can't keep poking the bear, and that's what happened. But again, we have to look at the environment, man. We have to look at the environment. Nakia said, Will did not look like a powerful king defending his queen. He looked like a peasant being sacrificed to satisfy a maniac queen. Now, this is a woman saying this. Nakia, I'm glad you said that. This is a female saying this. Creature said, yes, Norm, this is the buzz when there was so much talent shown. Shout out to Playing Football Jackson. What's up, cuz? This makes Kanye an angel now. All eyes off him. Facts. I believe it was an innocent joke. I don't think Chris knew Jada had alopecia. Yeah, that's the other take on it. I believe Will took it out on Chris. All this stuff that has been going on. Chris handled himself well. That could have went another way. Yeah. What if they were tussling on the stage? What if they just started rocking out on the stage at the Oscars? Again, we pick and choose how we do things and when we do things. All right, because I'm not going to front. In front of 3 police officers, I punched Mike Tyson in the face. In front of 3 police officers, because I know I'm going to be protected. First of all, Mike, if you get a clip of this, bruh, I love you, bruh. I love you. My favorite boxer. I'm just using you as an example, bruh. I don't want no smoke. I don't want no smoke. I don't want no heat. Nothing, Mike. If you ever get this clip, bruh, I'm just using you as an example. You know, we pick and choose how we do things. And shout out to Marilyn. Marilyn said, hey, no, Will need to pick his battles. And Dee Dee said, honestly, I only saw this on the news. We are in a mental state of being right now. We have to be mindful of what is happening in the world with mental health. Marilyn said, hello, Mike at your door. Mike, bruh, I told you I was just using you as an example. You know what I'm saying? How we pick and choose where and when to do things. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, again, it's just me. I'm going to say it over and over. I think it could have been handled backstage. Either way, if the slap was involved or cursing out was involved, it could have been handled backstage. That's just me. Nakia said Chris ate that week-ish too. He did. He didn't stumble or wobble. Yes, and still made a joke. And he still made a joke. Chris, bruh, your demeanor, your composure, oh my God, impeccable. Chris's demeanor and composure is impeccable. That's all I'm saying, because he handled that like a champ. Can't even front on that. Okay, now the phone lines are working. Call back. Now I can see the phone lines. Here we go. Caller from the 908. State your name when you call it from. You're on the Storm Warning Show. Caller 908. All right, call back. Phone lines are open. 646-233-1302. We're talking about this thing, man. The smack heard around the world. Pamela Thomas said, exactly, Norm. Handle it backstage. DH said, that's why I'm still not sold that he really hit him. It looked staged a little. Well, let's look at it. Let's look at the clip. Run the clip. Let's run the clip. Nah, he smacked him. He smacked him. All right, let's look at it. I'm going to pull it up right now for y'all. Let's go.
I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Uh-oh, Richard. Oh, wow.
I heard the thump.
Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
And everybody laughed.
Name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay?
Wow.
Okay.
That's when it got real. That's when it got real.
That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay.
Wasn't phased. Wasn't phased. He snapped right back in and started hosting the Oscars again. See, man, I don't know. That might have been a great moment for Chris. This man did wonders for his career. Who knows? Who knows? You know, it may be more beneficial to Chris's career than Will Smith's. Who knows? I don't know. It's my opinion, though. It's my opinion. Now, let's talk about hold on. Yeah, call in 646-233-1302. Dorothy said Chris was about to say something afterwards, but was like, nope, I'm not. Terry said Will hits like a newborn baby. Weak slap. Terry said Chris going to get money from Oscar and Will. Stephanie Moore said, what grown man smacks another man? If you was really trying to make a point, why not a left hook? I'm gonna be honest with you. A man smacking another man is worse than a straight punch to the face. Because then man is basically saying you a chick, you a B, I'm gonna hit you like a B. That was the B slap. That was what we call the B slap. You know, and for a man to do that to another man, you basically saying that, listen, you a girl, you a little girl to me. So I'm gonna smack you. You know, that's worse. I don't know. That's worse. Where I come from, that's just worse. That's worse than a beatdown. Getting smacked by another dude, especially when you're not reacting to it. Diddy said, oh, that's the smack you like, like the bitch you are. Yes, I could say only because Didi said it. See, Dorothy Jackson said, understand Will was pulled to the side by Denzel Washington and Tyler Perry afterwards. Absolutely, and they should. And Denzel made a remark or something like, at your highest moment, that's when the devil attacks. That's when the devil comes for you. At your highest moment. That was Will's highest moment. Like, bro, you can't even give a good victory speech after that. You won the Oscars, bro. You won the Oscars. Yeah, you know, I don't know. And then here's another thing too, right? Let's talk about Chris Rock for a minute, just real quick. Chris Rock's slate, as far as his marriage, personal things in his life, is not that great either. There's a lot of stuff that Will Smith know about Chris Rock. So the attack on Jada was more or less, it was verbal. It wasn't physical, right? So Will could have yelled out some things about Chris Rock that really could have embarrassed him. Really could have embarrassed him, right? So, you know, there's a lot of things publicly that was said about Chris over these. I know some things, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna go into it. And shout out to his brother. BKS is real cool with Tony Rock, his brother. We real cool. Tony Rock has been to BKS. He has done interviews, multiple interviews on BKS, whatever. He's a rap historian, so I know Tony Rock. And again, we're talking about this because this is what's on our minds right now. That's why I'm not disrespecting Chris, or I'm not disrespecting Will, but we are going to talk about this thing. And we are going to have some dialogue about this because we've seen two of our brothers have a dispute, have a disagreement, and what we should do as people, we need to call each other out when we're wrong. If I'm wrong about something, if y'all see me being real nasty and disrespectful out in the street or whatever like that, call me out on my BS. Right? If I was foul and doing foul things out in the world and I'm totally dead wrong, call me out on my BS. We have to learn how to call each other out on our BS, but not around them. I'm going to say that one more time for the people in the back. We have to learn to call each other out on our BS, but not around them. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you understand, let me know. Shout out to Demetria. Demetria, what's good? Jada has been embarrassing that man. August was trying to sell an album and decided to bring up some dirt. Hold on. August was trying to sell the album and bring up some dirt and force them to discuss the situation that they probably had already settled and planned on never bringing up again. Shout out to Pamela. Pamela Swain said, exactly, Norm. Pamela said, call out without using your hands. Didi said, indeed. Right? Sonia said, I learned that Chris has a disability similar to Asperger's. Hold on. Asperger's. So now what? And also one of the reasons why his wife divorced him is because Chris basically had a porn addiction. This is what I heard. He had a porn addiction, whatever like that, and it led to some other issues and other situations, and marriage didn't work out. But who knows? That again, that's in the blogs, that's the tabloids. You know what I'm saying? So if Will would have yelled something back like that to Chris last night, you know, who knows? It may have been fair play. You know, Will chose to handle it another way. Terry said Will could have yelled his words from the seat. Come on the stage and hit me. Ain't no apologies. We got to fight. Yeah. Victor said, but the August situation, You deal with Jada on that. She disrespected marriage by allowing the entanglement. The kid said he talked about it in last night's special. In that special. Yes. In that special. Comments coming in fast. James Rodman said that man risked it all over jokes from a comedian. Sad day for us as a black folk. Crunch. Yeah, listen, man. It's just sad. It's no. This is why I'm not. I've seen a lot of memes, and I've seen a lot of stuff that was up. But is this really the front page of the New York Post, or is this a joke? Is this really the front page of the New York Post right now? Finally, Oscars are a smash hit. Will Smith loses it over Jada joke, slaps Chris Rock. If this is really on the New York Post right now, which you got the war going on in Ukraine, you got us paying $20 for gas, $20 a gallon for gas. you got the groceries as high as hell. Is this really right now on the front page of the New York Post? This is my whole point. Two brothers right there beefing at the Oscars. At the damn Oscars. So this is why I'm not really sharing the memes and I'm not caught up into the effery of it and everything. I'm not caught up to the nonsense because, man, listen, at my age now, I'm just like, I see enough of that on the block, man. You know what I'm saying? I see enough of that on the block. And just craziness. Like, we gotta work. We always gotta work things out with the violence, man. With the violence, whatever. And then you notice also is going to give a certain element in our community, the license to do certain things. A license to do certain things now and to handle things in this manner all the time. Just going to give people a license because a lot of people are followers and everything. And I'm just saying, man, and I get it. He didn't have time to think about his actions. I get all of that. But sometimes you just got to look at where you at, and what's best for the home team. And you can still get your discipline off. You can still get your chastise somebody. But just sometimes we just got to look at where we at and who we are around. That's all I'm saying, man. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of people just associating us with savagery, being savage. I'm tired of it. Me personally. That's just normal. Sonia said, let's see. Terry said, we teach our children to ignore words. Yeah, to me, words, I'm telling you right now, words to me, all right, don't put your hand on my wife. Do not put your hands on my wife. All right? Because then there's going to be a problem. And even, in verbal situations, like I told you how I handled the event dude when my wife was doing an event. And the Latin guy, the Latino guy, was just speaking out of his mouth sideways. And I was like, and I heard it across the room setting up my DJ equipment. I checked it. And the night went smooth. It was all smiles and giggles then. Dude was bringing me drinks and truffles after I said what I said to him. Said what I said, and I'm going to say it once. Watch how you speak to my wife. And that was that. So, but to each his own. I get it. We all handle things different. Because she is dealing with something at this point. It was personal to her. Yeah, I'm just saying. And he shouldn't even have laughed at it from the door. And then to process it later that she didn't take kindly to what Chris said. Terry said, if you had swung, you would have been arrested on the spot. Yes. Yeah, I would have. And Sandy knew that. If I had swung or choked the man up, when I was there to DJ at a friend's birthday party, and Sandy was there to set up for the event. So yeah, I would have been arrested on the spot. Demetria said, got you, but I don't think it has anything to do with the hair. It's the autoimmune disorder that took her hair. It's different when you have a choice versus your choice being taken away from you. And I feel like the joke was too damn soon. I get it, man. Comedians face this all the time, man. You know, I think comedians need to have a commission, and they need to sit down after this and discuss writing their jokes, or what's too far. What's that line that we can't cross as comedians? Pamela said, "This is a moment to learn from, not a moment of attack. Let this not set the precedence on a reason to not include us." Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but I'm glad. I'm glad we took a moment out to discuss this, because it's been weighing on me, man, since last night. Because I've been reading a lot of people's comments, and I think I'm gonna pull up this one because he articulated it best. And this was Sally Richardson's husband, Dondre Whitfield. He put up a post. And I'm going to read this to y'all. All right. It says, I want to honor my brother Chris Rock. I care about your wellness. You didn't deserve what you got. Not only did you remain a professional during all of this, but you declined to press charges after this incident, even though you were assaulted. And if you're out there saying this was warranted due to protecting black women, just remember that you're also saying that it's okay to assault a black man for telling a joke. Be careful, because the punishment did not fit the crime. I love black women, but we have to lean on our intellect when dealing with something that involves words and not physical violence. Again, I'm going to repeat that. We have to lean on our intellect when dealing with something that involves words and not physical violence. I posted about how I empathize with my brother Will for carrying all that he has been obviously carrying, but it doesn't excuse what happened. And then he goes on to say, again, I truly hope that my brothers have a moment of reconciliation. Life is too short to die not cleaning up what we dirty up. I'm going to have to applaud that from Dondre Whitfield. I'm going to have to applaud that. Because he made a lot of sense. He made a lot of sense, man. Do we meet verbal altercations with physical violence? That's a whole topic in itself. Or do we meet physical violence with more physical violence? I'm not down for violence, period. But I'm saying how we handle and respond to things is everything. How we handle situations and respond to situations is everything. Listen, man, I want to thank y'all for discussing this and rocking out. Keep the dialogue going. Keep the good conversation going, and hopefully, you know, we can all, you know, come to some type of positive conclusion and try to make some type of positive light out of this situation of how we could change situations like this. All right. Again, I want to thank y'all. Storm Morning Show. We will be coming back with more interesting discussions and topics and everything. Phone lines got overwhelmed. Sorry if we couldn't get to your call and all of that. But just know I appreciate y'all, man. I love y'all. And again, remember, this show is never about us. It's always about you, because you are the next best kept secret. Peace and love, man. Oh, shout out to everybody that came out to the Sip and Slow Jams, man. It's a whole new vibe. Y'all got to check that out, man. The Sip and Slow Jams Sunday brunch that we do. There's a lot of love in there, man. Just a lot of good energy. It's a great atmosphere, man. Shout out to Darius Grill, man, for doing what he does. Black business owner. Had to give you a shout out, Darius. You're doing a great job, man. Keep it up. And we enjoy doing the Sunday brunch with you, my brother. Sip and Slow Jam Sunday brunch. It's a whole new vibe. If you've been there, you already know. If you haven't been there, you need to get there. Peace and blessings, y'all. Love y'all, man.
Wyclef Jean, BKS1 Radio. Let's go.
This is Essence Atkins, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Hi, this is Melba Moore, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
Yo, check it out. What's the deal? This the chef. Giving a big shout out to my peoples. Big KS, you already know what it is. Salute.
What's up? It's your girl Monifa, and I'm hanging with BKS1 Radio.
Hi, I'm Iyanla Vanzant, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
BKS Radio, baby.
Hey, this is Jasmine Guy for BKS1 Radio.
What's going on? This is Lamont Rooker, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Shout out to BKS1, the best kept damn secret in the business.
Hey, what's up? This is Raven Goodwin from BET's Being Mary Jane, and shout out to BKS1.
Hi, this is Leon. You're watching BKS1 Radio. BKS1. God bless y'all.
Wyclef Jean, BKS1 Radio.